Hi everybody, it's Sarah Cray with Let's Make Art, and I teach watercolor, and today we are doing our Let's Make Art Matter for Carol. Now if you're part of our subscription box, in every subscription box we have a pre-stamped and pre-addressed postcard, and we collectively paint a postcard and mail it to someone who can use a little extra love. So this month, Carol is our person we're sending some love to. She's in Illinois and she was born with a congenital heart defect. She also has survived breast cancer and has had many operations to help with this. So let's rally together and send her some love. We are going to be painting this postcard right here.
Ooh.
And we have Keenan working the cameras. Hello, Keenan.
Hello, thank you for coming today.
Now, I chose this design because one, we're sending her a little love. And also, this ribbon is the ribbon for congenital heart disease.
Oh.
So see how there's a little heart in the ribbon?
Yeah.
So I'm going to teach you guys how to draw that, and then we will be using our masking or our drawing gum pen to mask that off, and then just using some paint colors for the background. Now I chose purple as the background because if you look at the congenital heart ribbon, one side is red and one side is blue.
Ah.
So we're mixing those together to make a purple background.
Fun.
Okay?
I like that.
So go ahead and grab a pencil, and we're going to start by doing our heart ribbon, okay? So I'm just going to start by doing the top of a heart, like so, okay?
Okay.
And then on the left side, I'm going to make it long. And then on the right side, I'm also going to make it long, but I'm going to make sure it goes underneath, okay? And then we're going to thicken the bottom edge right here like a diagonal line, kind of like 45 degrees. And we're going to have that line come up and connect to the top, like so. Okay? We're going to do the same thing on the other side, just make sure that it goes underneath. Okay? And then the very last step is we're going to, where this little V is between the heart humps, we're going to put a line down and then connect that to over here, following the shape of the heart.
Oh.
So it's like the ribbon is turning. You see that?
Cool, it's twisted.
Yeah. And then now you can kind of like this one got really thin, so I'm going to thicken it up. I mean, you have a pencil and eraser, so you guys can adjust it as you see fit. Like that.
Nice.
And then there's our heart ribbon. That was it.
That's so nice.
That was done.
That's it.
And then I'm just going to write OVE to finish our love. You could tell that's an L, right? When I was making the project, it looked kind of like a cursive L.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know cursive very well, but I saw OVE, and I didn't think you were spelling oven short, so I felt like it was a love.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
As long as Carol can tell that we're actually spelling love, we're good.
She's going to feel it.
And I don't have the best handwriting, but that's okay. It's not about perfection. There it is. That's it. So now we're going to use our drawing gum pen. The brand is Pabio, and it's a marker, so it's not a super fine tip, which actually makes it way easier to mask stuff off. And I'm going to start with the ribbon that's on top and fill that in.
And this marker is super cool.
It's so great. And then when I do the ribbon underneath, I'm going to actually intentionally leave like a white space and not touch them on both sides. And make sure you fill it in as best you can. And then when I do the top part, I'm really just going to outline the lines. I'm not going to fill it in because I want that like turning of the ribbon to be obvious. But again, this is yours. So if you want to, first of all, if you want to do a totally different design than this, you absolutely 100% can. Or if you kind of want to make it different than how I'm doing, that's fine too. And then I'm just going to go over my cursive. Now, if you've watched either Danison's or Nicole's lettering tutorials, they talk about foligraphy, which is you just thicken the downstroke and it looks like calligraphy. So I'm gonna do that. That wasn't really on the original one, but it just feels right.
That's gonna look good.
Okay. And now we wait for it to dry. And left over on my palette, I have some colors from our projects that we painted in July, but I'm specifically going to be using violet and Tahoe blue, just to do kind of like a purpley wash background. Now, whenever you're dealing with masking fluid or like trying to keep an area white, it stands out the best if there's dark values around it. So when I'm putting in my wash, I'm gonna make sure that the darkest part of the wash is right behind the letters and my ribbon. So then the white will pop off the page, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is dry. You wanna make sure it's dry or else you're gonna ruin your brushes. And I'm gonna pick up a little bit of violet. I'm gonna grab just a little bit of Tahoe. And using my round 6, I'm gonna put in this color. And I'm gonna work quick. And then I'm gonna just grab some water and spread out that color. And the reason why I wanna work quickly is I wanna try and avoid hard edges. Now I just had the edges of my word kind of just lighten up into nothing. You know what I mean? Like I didn't do the whole edge of the postcard. You can if you want to.
I like that look though.
I do too.
Almost that barely there color.
Barely there color. Some of my favorite. Okay, and then when it's nice and wet like this, I'm gonna drop in more color.
Wow.
And just kind of let it move. I'm not gonna try and control it too much. And if you want to drop in some more water in there, you can. I feel like I need a little darker around the LOVE. Now I want to show you something. So mine got really wet on the edge here. So you see how it kind of like pushed, my card is starting to curve. So the water is all falling to the left side, which means all of the color is falling to the left, which is why I have this hard edge right here. So what you can do if you don't want it to dry like that is you could just take your paper towel and section up that extra color so it doesn't have an edge. I can do the same thing on this side too.
That's
actually.
nice. That's a fun technique too.
Yeah.
The paper towel thing.
And you can get some cool textures even just using paper towel to lift. Okay. And then we really just need to let it dry. And then we'll rub off our masking fluid.
Wow.
That's it. Be back in a minute. Okay, you want to make sure that your painting is dry before you try and remove the masking fluid. So you might have seen, maybe not, but I was doing a lot of this technique, a lot of this technique.
There was an offer on the table for a heat gun.
There was, but okay, the reason why I turned it down, and I'm going to say this to you, is I saw somewhere that a heat gun does something to the masking fluid. Like, I feel like that's all the information I have.
It makes it a huge superhero buff, and that is unacceptable.
Like, I'm just not sure if it makes the glue adhere differently to the paper, so it makes it more difficult to remove since you're heating it up. That's what I would assume, but I don't know, and I haven't tried it. And so that's the warning I'm giving you. It could possibly do something. I don't know what. That's why I just air dried it, okay?
Check.
And now I'm gonna take my little
Mother box.
Yep, that's the technical term. And just remove my masking fluid. Now, even removing masking fluid is it's like satisfying and stressful at the same time.
Especially, I bet, if you jump the gun on if your painting is dry or not.
Yeah, and it smears.
Uh-huh.
I've done that so many times. I've just learned to embrace the smears, honestly, as part of it. Like, look, it looks like that I didn't mask a little dot in the V. Do you know what would be kind of, you know what? I'm gonna make that work. Don't worry, stay tuned.
Okay. Well, now we're excited.
Oops.
Also so very curious as to what you're gonna do.
You just wait. Keenan, calm down.
Yes, ma'am. Proceeding.
Okay. Sometimes paint like stays on top of the masking fluid, and it's best to like just rub it off with a paper towel before you try and rub off your fluid. Okay, so I rubbed off my masking fluid. I got a little bit of textures here and there. Oh, okay, I was able to rub that off a little bit more.
Oh.
But let's say you get like a dot or a smear that you weren't planning on. What you can do is you could do like designs in the letter. So like if there's a purple dot here,
oh, you can play with it.
yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
you know? So like if those accidents happen, your brain is gonna be like, oh gosh, for a second, and then think, okay, well, what can I do with that then, you know? I'm
Man,
gonna
that's sweet.
I'm gonna sharpen up this ribbon corner here. And maybe I'll do dots on this side.
Would you consider for things like when it, if the masking fluid doesn't stop the paint all the way, would you consider using bleed-proof white to make the?
Oh my gosh, 100%.
You just make it pop more.
Yep, you can just use bleed-proof white in there.
Oh, I love that little heart.
You like the little heart on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can totally use bleed-proof white to clean it up. And there we go.
Nice.
That's our postcard. So please take the time to do this. Please take the time to send some love and support to Carol. Carol, I hope you enjoy receiving these, and I hope they give you comfort. And that's the whole point of Let's Make Art Matter, is to let people know that they're not alone and that the world is hard and we all experience pain and loss and joy. And if we can connect on those things, if we can connect on that human experience of saying like, I'm here for you, then we can just make the world a kinder place. And I think art is a really easy way for us to do that for each other, because it's scary. We never know if we're saying the right thing, and sometimes that means we don't say anything at all. But if we can just let people know we're thinking about them, art has the ability to let us do that without us having the perfect words. So take the time to do this. Grab a friend, grab your family, paint a postcard for Carol, and if there's anyone that you can think of who could use a little extra love and support, you can nominate them on our website, letsmakeart.com. Just scroll to the bottom, there's a nominate here button. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for doing this. It's the best part of what we do here at Let's Make Art. Keenan, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time.